Hi BookTube, I'm here to talk about one of my favorite genres, and that is fantasy nonfiction. So I hear you saying, how can something be fantastical and nonfiction at the same time? Well, what these books, I believe, attempt to do are explain the science and the sociology behind fantastical creatures. So we have set ideas of what certain magical beasts are. You know, when you think of a dragon, you know, okay, they fly, they breathe fire, and they have scales. So there's obviously a science behind that. We know with gnomes, they're tiny woodland creatures. They have beards and they wear pointy hats. So taking these set ingrained ideas of what these magical creatures are, and then applying science and sociology on them is what these books do. So there's a lot of books of these geared towards children. I'm going to show you some of this. So this is part of a set. There's piratology, wizardology, Egyptology, and this is dragonology. And these are more aimed towards children. And it's kind of cool because they do explain some kind of sciencey things, and it helps you feel. There's different like flaps and things to explore in these. You know, the life cycle and everything. Yeah, but then you get books that get really serious, like this, The Flight of Dragons. Just open it up here. Obviously not for children. But it is very, very scientific, explaining how, well, there are some pictures, how dragons are able to breathe fire, how they're able to fly, despite being so large. And I think that's really cool. There's some maps. So it's really, it's like a serious business. One talks about dragon slaying. So this one's by Peter Dickinson. Let me tell you, this is, you know, he talks about the folk tales surrounding dragons, as well as the science behind why they're able to do what they can do. Let's see, there's some even chemical equations in there and everything. So, you know, we see the non-fiction aspect of a fantastical creature. A favorite series of mine I talked before about on my shelf video, and I just wanted to show you a bit more in depth. So, as I said, this is the book about gnomes. I can't remember the names. Oh gosh, I don't even know if I can pronounce those. Will Hugen, and it was illustrated by Rianne Portviet. So I'm just going to kind of like flip through here. So here we have like a bit of the historical background of gnomes, and even we see some measurements of them here. My book is well loved. I've had it for a long time. But even we see geographical range here. And an actual, you know, examination up close of a male and a female gnome there. And as I said in my other video, it goes right into depth about, say, family life and about their home and everything. There's lots of different things in here. What they eat. I'm just going to block a not safe for work picture because there is some graphic imagery in here. So this is definitely, as you can see, geared towards adults because they talk about everything. There's even a part here where they talk about games and stuff like that. So I think these are really interesting books, especially if you're into fantasy. So that one's my favorite, but there are other ones in the series here. So here we have giants. It's not as well decorated as the other one. We see along the same idea where there's lots of imageries and such. And we learn about the history of giants, and different things about them. Earth giants, even biblical references to giants, you know, different aspects of them I'm looking for, because again there's not safe for work images in here as well. And it talks about historical giants, what they do for work, life, how they moved. You can see they have like skates there and everything, so it's kind of, you know, entertaining at the same time as it is informative. Then I have fairies. This one I don't have in hardcover, unfortunately. And again, the same thing with imagery and the history of it. Different versions of fairies. Let's see what else we have in here. Cornish small people dictates that each shape-shifting operation leads to a minuscule reduction in normal size. This species diminishes in natural size gradually until the last stage in the cycle is reached. And the fairies in their days as ants, or murrians as they are called in Cornwall. For this reason it is considered unlucky to kill ants in Cornwall. So as you see, there's some really informative information there. You know, you don't want to step on ants. There's some more information about dwarfs. Talk about will-o'-the-wisps. Well, that's a really interesting. The fashion, or the fashion. Sure. So water fairies there. So it talks about all the different kinds of fairies. I don't know what that is. Oh, random. Obviously haven't looked through this book enough. Brownies. So I think it's really interesting. That was not safe for work. I hope I didn't stay on that too long. So yeah, again, along the same lines. And lastly, I have the witch's version. This one still has the, whatever, dust jacket. That's what it's called. Except, I wonder if it's even prettier underneath. I like that symbol. So while they're all kind of done differently, they are still all, I think they're all part of the same series. How do you become a witch? That's a not safe for work. As I said, you know, they're spirit animals. What are they called? I can't remember. Importance of garter belts. Different, you know, mythologies and different types of witches and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my fantasy nonfiction. Let me know if you have heard of any of these, if you know of any other things that could maybe fit in the fantasy nonfiction genre. And remember to keep on reading.